I'm going to go on record right now and say something that I know is going to be very unpopular with a lot of my listeners. I know it is. I hope the Republican Party suffers a colossal, earth-shattering loss in 2022. You want to know why? Because of this. This right here. This. I have been beating my head against the wall for months in New Hampshire, fighting with this person right here, our RINO Republican governor, Chris Sununu, who is siding with the Democrats to support critical race theory, has thrown his entire party under the bus, has thrown his voters under the bus. Chris Sununu is literally the only reason that critical race theory is being taught in New Hampshire schools right now, because he wants to run for Senate and he is kissing the asses of the Democratic voters and throwing his own voters under the bus to begin with. And what does the Republican Party do in response to this? Do they say, no, Chris Sununu, in order to be wooed by us, you need to denounce state-sanctioned racism? Like, is there any lower bar? Is there any goddamn lower bar to something than, can we just denounce the state teaching children racism? Apparently, that is just a bridge too far, because the Republican Party is really pushing Chris Sununu to run for Senate, and he's going to. And he's going to get the Republican nomination in New Hampshire. Absolutely. This is 100% going to happen, because Republicans are weak, and they are feckless, and they are cowards, and they are unwilling to do the right thing and not vote for RINOs like him. You want to know why I'm pulling my hair out over this stuff? It's because Republicans will shrug and say, well, Curlin, he's the only one with name recognition. He has an R next to his name. He's the only possible one that can win, which is absolute BS. It is nonsense. It is nonsense. And they're still going to vote for him anyway because, whoa, he's only got name recognition. What else can we really do? How about you cannot vote for him? How about you just decide not to vote for people who are supporting state-sanctioned racism? I mean, honestly, guys, and this is I am starting to experience burnout. I am angry all the time. I am constantly pissed off at the critical race theory stuff that I see and gets sent to me constantly and that I'm looking at constantly. And every single time I go to an event, Carlin, thank you so much for fighting back. Thank you so much for fighting back. You're speaking for all of us who can't. And then you go and vote for this? You know what is the best possible way that you could thank me for speaking up when most of you are too afraid to do it for yourself? You know what is the best possible thing you can do? Not vote for him. But you're going to. I know it. And you know it. And the Republicans know it. And Chris Sununu knows it, which is why he can get away with bending you over and fucking you in the ass and teaching your kids racism in schools. And he does it because he knows he can get away with it. Let's read this article from Politico. Recruiting the sitting governor of New Hampshire for one of the country's tightest Senate races paid off for Democrats 6 years ago. Now the GOP is aiming to replicate the same strategy because they don't know how to go and actually cultivate real goddamn Republican candidates. Republicans have launched an all-out effort to woo Governor Chris Sununu Chris Sununu's, let's just be clear. Chris Sununu's already decided to run. That's already done. Chris Sununu is 100% going to run. They've launched an all-out effort to woo Chris Sununu into challenging the Democratic Senator Maggie Hassan next fall. With the Senate locked in a 50-50 split, a Sununu run would literally shake up the entire Senate midterm landscape. Oh, he'd be a great candidate, says Mitch McConnell, who has personally lobbied Sununu to take on Hassan. We're hoping he'd make it to the race. Okay, so now we all need to note that Mitch McConnell supports critical race theory. Chris Sununu supports critical race theory. Mitch McConnell supports critical race theory. Let's see who else supports critical race theory. The Kentucky Republicans Party only needs to net a single seat to end the Democrats' 50-50 majority in the chamber. But they're defending 2 seats next year in states President Joe Biden won, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. Sununu has the potential to be the most important Republican recruit of the cycle. If Chris Sununu is the most important Republican recruit of the cycle, then that just confirms every instinct I have to tell the entire Republican Party to go screw. if this is the most important recruit of the cycle, you are literally saying that you are the party of the RINOs now and forever, and no one is ever going to do anything about it. And the reason they get away with this is because they know the voters are going to vote for him. Because you're cowards, and you're weak, and you don't stand up and say no. He's an incumbent of a 3-term governor, fresh off a 30-plus point victory last year in the state that Biden carried with relative ease, and he's political royalty in the Granite State. He threw his entire party under the bus on the critical race theory bill. The lineage explains the extraordinary push by the party to win him. The chair of the Senate Republicans' campaign arm is calling Chris Sununu constantly and putting the stakes of his entry in blunt terms. Okay, so now we know that the chair of the Senate Republicans' campaign also supports critical race theory. Congratulations. If he runs, he'll win. Senator Rick Scott supporting critical race theory. Congratulations. Scott even flew to meet personally with Sununu this spring, according to multiple sources familiar with the meeting. Scott and the National Republican Senatorial Committee declined to comment on or confirm the meeting. Re-electing Hassan, a former 2-term governor who won by 1,000 votes 6 years ago, is critical for the Democrats, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. New Hampshire's political graveyard is full of Republicans who underestimated Maggie Hassan, says Ray Buckley. Okay. Sununu says he's considering running for Senate, running for a 4th term as governor, or returning to the private sector. He'll make his decision later on this year, and not before the legislator's session ends next month. The only current candidate currently running against Hassan is retired General Don Bolduc, who lost the primary nomination in 2020. Don Bolduc has come out against critical race theory. Don Bolduc was at the rally that we did at the State House in Concord a couple weeks ago, gave a great speech denouncing critical race theory, while Chris Sununu is siding with the Democrats to support critical race theory and state-sanctioned racism being taught in the classroom. Sununu's aides did not comment for this story. Hassan isn't eager to talk about it. Okay, here's the deal, guys. Here's the deal. You can whine and complain in my comments all you want. Carlin, you're so mean. You're so unfair. Who else are we going to vote for? Anyone. What are you doing? I'm sorry. How dare you depend on people like me to speak out against critical race theory and to fight back when you're too cowardly to do it because we'll lose our jobs and all this stuff? How dare you depend on people like me to fight these battles for you, and then you go and vote for this? How goddamn dare you? Do you know what people like me have to sacrifice in order to do this? All because all of you are too cowardly to goddamn speak up? I know I'm going to lose subscribers on this video. Oh, how dare you lecture us? Don't you know that your job is to say what we want you to say? I don't care. Do you know what I've had to sacrifice to do this? And then you go and say, well, he's got an R next to his name and he has name recognition, so he's the only one we can possibly vote for. I cannot wait for the Republican Party to lose in 2022. I hope you do. I really do, because I'm out. I am washing my hands of this. I already joined the Libertarians last week, man. I am out. You put up candidates like this, not only do you not get my vote, but I will do everything I can to make sure that as many people know that you are not the party that wooed 10 million more votes away in 2020. That's not who you are. You're the party of RINOs and the establishment and people who are supporting teaching your children critical race theory in school. That's your goddamn party. That's it right there. And I will do absolutely everything in my power to make sure people know it. And so I can pull votes away from you. I don't know if I can do it, but they can make the decision to do it. Maybe I don't have a whole ton of influence, and God knows that's probably true. But we're going to see. And I will not be sorry to see you lose. And if you win, congratulations. You know what you won? You won someone that's going to support the Democrats. You won another RINO. Congratulations. Stunning and brave, Mitch McConnell. Stunning and brave. You won another RINO in the Senate. That's all I've got. I'll see you soon.